If you've been paying attention to guitar pedals at all for the last several years, you're probably aware that there's a big push and a big deal around the Klon style pedal. Well, today we're going to be taking a look at one of the more popular versions of that and one of the more affordable versions, and that is the Soul Food by Electro-Harmonix. All the guitars you've been listening to are all running through this, so any gain or distortion you're hearing is the Soul Food, and that's running through the clean channel of my amp. And then just a moment, we're going to turn some knobs, kind of see what kind of tones we can get out of this. And after that, just for fun, we're going to try to push a high gain amp with it, kind of like you would use a tube screamer to boost the front end of a high gain amp. And we're going to see if that's any good or not. So anyways, make sure you click all the things down below and let's get started. Alright, so let's take a real quick look at the pedal itself. It is an all-metal construction. You can say it's just kind of bare metal on the sides and back, and the graphics are on the front. We have our standard 3-knob design here. We got our volume, we have our drive, and then our treble down here, and of course the foot switch, and a 9-volt input on the top. Do not run 18 volts, it will fry it. It's got an 18-volt conversion on the inside. And it is a true bypass pedal from the factory, although there is a switch on the inside to make it buffered if you prefer. I use buffering on another pedal, so I leave this in true bypass. So for this whole video, this will be true bypass. As far as signal chain today, we're using my Gibson Les Paul Studio with Burstbucker Pro pickups. I'm running into the Mesa Rectiverb 25 over here. We are on the clean channel with just a touch of reverb. And then coming out of that into my 2-notes capture torpedo, so I can run into a cab sim and my computer, which I'm using the Neural DSP Fortin Cali, just using the 4x12 cab in that with the microphones. No amp on that, no pedals, anything, just purely the 4x12 cab sim on that. Let's start checking out some tones. Some people like to use this as an always-on pedal, and if I'm going to use this as an always-on pedal, typically I'm going to have my drive down, I'm going to EQ the treble to taste, and I'm going to have that volume knob just a hair above noon, just to push the front of the amp a little bit to give it a little more oomph, right? So let's check out the clean tone and then the always-on setting. Alright, so let's check out that treble. We're going to turn all the way down and all the way up, kind of see what our range is. Let's check out that drive knob now. As you listen to this, listen to that mid-range. They advertise this as a transparent overdrive. I would respectfully disagree. listen to that mid-range start to really push out as we get going on that drive. Here we go. Another thing people like to do with this pedal, and I've done this as well, is use it as like a boost pedal. And so right now I have my amp set to kind of an edge of breakup, and then we're going to boost this with the volume and kind of see what that does. Alright, so this can definitely boost like a kind of already edge of breakup amp, obviously, with just the volume knob, but it kind of loses some of the character of the actual pedal. That comes in when we start adding that drive. So let's pull that volume back a little bit and add some drive in and kind of get some of that mid-range thing that this pedal does. Now, just for fun, let's see if we can push a high gain sound with this, right? Usually people use a tube screamer or something like that because it's got that mid push thing it does, which is a bit different than what this does. But right now you can see I have the volume turned up, not all the way, but a healthy amount there. And then I added a little bit of gain because, as we heard earlier, the mid thing doesn't really kick in until you start adding a little bit of that drive. So got a little bit of drive there and added just a little bit of treble. And just disclaimer, as always, I am not a metal player at all. So, but this is just for fun. So let's check it out. Alright, so that was just a bit of fun, right? Kind of got a little crazy there. Definitely would probably want a gate on that if you're going to do that. And whether it works as well or better than a tube screamer, I don't know. That's for you to decide. Anyways, just a bit of fun there at the end. Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts on the Soul Food are. Do you have one? How do you like to use it? Or do you use a different Klon style pedal? And make sure you check out the description box down there. There's links to all kinds of free stuff around home studio recording, songwriting, and you can support the channel there as well. You should be seeing some other videos of interest right here. Make sure you check those out. Follow me on Instagram, and yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.